an absence of 1.5 years at a competitive level, and then to make sure that by the end of the season we are the best team in Indonesia. So the challenge is to get the team to play that kind of football, that we are the best team in Indonesia this season.
Plan for transition year after year. Is there any significant?
I don't know. I have not spoken to Santa Claus yet. If there's any special presents by the end of the year, but we have a good team. We have good players. Unfortunately, we didn't start with the team that we wanted to, because, like I said, the long duration of not playing football, some of our foreign forward players were not up to the standard when they came back from that long absence. Now you can see a little bit the improvement, but of course we're always on the lookout for improving the team, improving if there's better players on the market. The best teams in the world do that. If you're the best team, it doesn't mean that you are satisfied. You always try to improve the team. So we are looking, and definitely if we can improve the team, we will do so in the window transfer, which start on the 15th of December.
Ya. Ada rumor yang menyebutkan bahwa Persib akan mengincar David Da Silva, itu betul?
There's always rumors. And especially of course if you're a club like Persib with a lot of publicity, rumors will pop up very fast and from every corner. And rumors are many times created by people that have a certain interest in it. So we have to filter the rumors very strongly. We have not taken any action yet because the window transfer is not there yet, and we have not spoken to our players yet. What is their wish to stay in Persib or not? But we will do that in the period to come when we know now that match 18 and match 19 has been postponed. So we have more time to talk to our players that where the contracts are finishing, and it is our duty as a club. And then we also see who's got genuine interest. If there's a player who doesn't really want to continue with Persib, we also know it. That means the window transfer we must use to replace player. I think there's many teams involved in the top, like you see already now. There's Bayangkara, which have a strong team. Persiapan is always there. Arema, like I said earlier, also have always good team. A team that is always a top team is Bali. So these are in principle the teams that are established as top teams and should be there. But I think that the pleasant surprise this season is a team like Sleman, who play with a number of unknown players, but they have a lot of their own young players. You can see they play very nice football, relaxed, comfortable on the ball. You can see they had a good structure in the youth because they play with a very good first touch. They know how to play the ball into a good direction, and from there have a good movement in the team. So there's a good team pattern in Samara, and I think that is very nice to see that a team like Samara can be in the top as well. And expect them to be a top team also this year. Maybe not competing at the end for the title. That I will promote the other teams that I just mentioned. But it's good to see Samara coming up through the ranks. So it's good for the football in Indonesia to see teams like that establishing themselves.
Earlier it was mentioned that the main goal is to make Persib the best club, the best club in Indonesia. How do you see the chance to be?
At the moment, I'm in full belief that we can reach it. We have got a good team together. Even now, when we have not many players that are available, because suddenly in the match we have a number of key players, if you call that key players, starting players not available. But that is now the strength, that the players that take over now are as good as the players that can't start, and that gives me the belief that we can be the champions this year.
Does that mean that you are happy enough with everything that Persib achieved? until
No,
today?
as a coach, you're never happy enough. I think there's matches that we played this season that we could have done better. I also think it was a bit unnecessary how we lost against Persija. That is a match you don't want to lose. Not only because it is Persija, because that is a tradition between two clubs, but we lost an unbeaten record, and that was something that we were proud of. So we can always do better, and our aim is, of course, to do better after this again.
And according to you, this season with this pandemic time, what is Persib's strengths and weakness?
If you mention the pandemic, I think this is a huge question, because the pandemic makes such a big impact in the world and in our daily lives, and in especially a football team that has to deliver at the highest level every day with training and high expectations in terms of results, and the pandemic influences that almost every day, because we have to do the PCR, the swab test, almost on a daily basis. Everybody is, of course, cautious and scared about health situations, and we try to follow the safety procedures that are set as standard by the government in Indonesia and by the PSSI for our work. But still, you feel a bit uncertain. You feel now that the new wave of the pandemic that is going very strong into the world now, that we have Africa and Europe now as some potential hot areas that you're monitoring that we can play as safe as possible. And it's not a nice situation, because we can't live a normal life, and it influences professionals like our players and our officials, that we can't live normal lives. We play football because we love to play football. It's our job, it's our work, but it is not in a situation that is normal. And we have to adjust a lot, and we have to be very disciplined. And obviously it also reflects on the league, the quality. The quality of football can be better if everything is under a normal league format, with home and away. Home in front, of course, of the supporters that support their own clubs. And so there's a big change, and there's a big challenge to keep everybody motivated and disciplined during this period.
Speaking of supporters, does it leave big hole without supporters to play with?
It's different. One thing you can see, football can be played without supporters, as long as everything is organized. But of course the supporters bring the motivation out of the players to play extra in front of your home supporters. And this is something obviously we all miss, to play in Bandung, to play in front of a full stadium with all the boboto going behind the team. And then you have definitely occasions where the players lift up themselves, and the quality of the match will be better, the results will be better as well. Because it's a fact in Europe as well last season, when the English league or the French league or the German league was played in empty stadiums, although they could play in the home stadium but without supporters. The results were much different compared to a normal season when they play at home in front of their supporters.
Soal peta persaingan di Liga 1 saat ini, melihat persaingannya seperti apa sejauh ini?
Persaingan kita tahu di Liga Indonesia itu ada yang disebut satu tim, dua tim yang susah, jadi semua rata. Jadi karena saya lihat di setiap tim tuh semua pengen juara, jadi sangat ketat lah persaingan di Liga Indonesia. Jadi nggak bisa anggap satu tim lemah, satu tim kuat, satu tim. Jadi semua menurut saya tuh tim ya sama lah.
Dari Madrid,
juara itu nggak segampang kita bilang juara. Jadi saya bilang step by step, setiap pertandingan kita harus masih memenangkan pertandingan. Jadi kalau target pribadi pengen semua pemain juga pengen juara. Tapi ya itu juara itu gimana caranya?
Kalau selain juara, target lain apa?
Pasti sebagai pemain pengen main di tim nasional, itu impian pemain semua pemain di Indonesia. Jadi ya itu kita harus melakukan proses.
Until today, over the club?
Yeah, in general, I think we are making a good season, and I think until the moment is positive, and I hope we keep like that, or even if it can be better, it be better.
Positif, segera membaik dan akan semakin baik.
Bagaimana menurut dari pelatih tantangan di Liga tahun ini dengan segala dinamika ini?
What do you think about the core challenge, the main challenge for this competition BRI Liga 1?
Oh, I think the good challenge is always the same. Is trying to prepare the teams the best possible for the competition. So that is my job. Is doing my best. Trying to pass everything I can to the players, make them also improve. And if they improve, the team improve. And we have to work all together on this.
Mempersiapkan skuad terbaik.
Di pertengahan Desember nanti kira-kira ada perombakan skuad atau tidak?
During the transfer period.
I'm not thinking transfer window. I'm not thinking in transfer window.
Oh, he is not thinking. Dia tidak mikirin sama sekali.
Berarti tidak akan ada perombakan? Tidak akan ada perombakan?
No, I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking the match tomorrow, not in transfer window.
There is a secret name. Oke.
Kira-kira pesaing terberat Arema di tahun ini siapa? Tim mana?
What do you think? Which club is the strongest competitor for Arema?
Like I say, from the first time I arrived, we have always 5-6 teams that will fight for the title from the beginning, and it's confirming now. It's Bayangkara, it's Persib, it's Persija not in the top, but is a team usually is in the top. Bali. Now in the moment also Arema is fighting for this, and I think Persija, Bali.
Madura?
I don't think so this season.
I see.
I think it's the teams in the moment are in the top plus Bali and Persija. Usually it's Persipura, but this season is quite far from the expectation. But usually these 5-6 teams fight for the title. Arema is usually not in this round, but I'm lucky or with hard work we are there.
Not.
How about PSS Sleman?
PSS Sleman, to be honest, I'm not saying it's not a good team because all the teams are very competitive and the league is very strong. But if we have to choose 5 or 6, we cannot choose 10.
It's not on yet.
For the title, I think it's difficult.
Kira-kira apa evaluasi dari Arema terkait pelaksanaan Liga tahun ini?
What do you think about the evaluation for the BRI Liga 1 implementation?
For?
BRI Liga 1 overall.
No, it's a very competitive league. This year the format is different, but only because the games are more near each other, but we have to adjust. But I think it's a good league, very competitive. In this format, make even more competitive sometimes because many teams lost players with yellows, with injuries, so the teams have to make many change. So we have to improve more times, but I think it's going good and it's very competitive. You can see the position from the top or the middle, and the end is not very far from the points, so show that it's a competitive league.
Formatnya berbeda tapi itu membuat menjadi sangat kompetitif.
What is Arema's biggest goal, highest goal this season?
This season is what we are doing is trying to do our best game by game, not thinking in a goal, but thinking in win every match 3 points. And in the end, we see what is the position. But goal, I never talk about it. I talk game by game.
And are you happy enough with every achievement until today?
Happy enough, we never can be happy. We have to always angry with win more and more and more. So if I win all the matches, the team will all the match, I will go even more happy. But for the reality, for the league, for everything we are doing, I think it's very positive what Arema is doing in this league.
And tomorrow is a big match for Arema and also for Persib.
Yes, of course we are gonna play with the position 2, but more than play with the position 2, I see it is one more match for 3 points. For me, I don't make big difference. I know if the rivalities, the derby, but for me, like coach, is one match is 3 points match like any other match. I don't make any distinction between if we play with the last position or the first position. It's 3 points match.
It means it doesn't give you more pressure.
No pressure is every time. Because my life is under pressure every time. It's winning every match. No make any difference.
Bagaimana kondisi line up baik yang utama maupun cadangan untuk pertandingan besok ini?
Iya, selama 13 pekan berjalan. 13 pekan berjalan ini bagaimana kondisi pemain utama dan cadangan?
For after 13 match,
Yes.
what do you think about the team condition, the line, the people inside the team?
Tomorrow no, the line.
Are they improving or
Of course,
condition?
is improving. The condition all technical, tactical, physical is normal. This is a process. We start from the zero, and now we are on the way. We no one can arrive on the perfection, but we try to be near them, and I think the team is improving, and I want to improve more and more. But football also sometimes is the results also, but we have to focus in the performance. In the moment, I think the team is performing. It's good. It's positive. We come from 10 games without losing, so it's quite positive.
That's very good. Jadi meningkat performa.
Kemudian apakah ada ancaman yang patut diwaspadai dalam berjalannya selama berjalannya Liga 1 ini bagi Arema, seperti cedera pemain atau tim lawan yang harus diwaspadai?
What do you think? Do you think is there any threat that will affect Arema performance in the future, like maybe injury or anything?
Injury always have. This game we have injury, another game we have injury, then the day before we have injury. Today we have a yellow card, tomorrow this will return, another 2 will go out maybe, but important is the team in total. So of course sometimes this can affect one or another game, but no will affect like today we are very good and tomorrow we are bad and after tomorrow we are good. No, I think we're gonna keep this performance, this quality of the game. The results after, sometimes we can control, sometimes you cannot control everything. So results is one thing, performance is another thing.
How do you see football without supporters?
Of course, it's how we see. It's the first time, but of course with supporters it's much better, because I think football is for fans and for supporters. So, but we are in this pandemic world, and it's difficult to have it. But of course, it's much better with supporters, and we play home and away with our fans and outside. It's much better.
Does it give back the players' performance?
I think yes. I think sure, because when you play home, your fans are one more man. Is the 12 man. Also, when we play away, sometimes also is the opposite. Have some but for sure every effect.
Thank you so much.
Latihannya fokusnya kemana kalau buat pemain?
Kalau soal persiapan besok, kan tadi udah press con.
Kan udah ikutan.
Gak kamu ke sawah.
Untuk persiapan seperti biasa kita menjalankan latihan apa yang sesuai yang diteruskan pelatih. Seperti kemarin-kemarin, target kita di setiap pertandingan untuk mendapatkan 3 poin.
Kalau lawan Persib kan misalnya catatan head to head udah cukup banyak ya, dan sejauh ini Arema kan ketinggalan gitu. Ada terakhir ketemu kan 1,5 tahun yang lalu, yang sebenarnya musim kemarin kan, yang sebelum pandemi kan. Ada maksudnya banyak pola yang diubah nggak dari permainan untuk menghadapi khusus menghadapi Persib, atau sama dengan pola-pola yang selama ini dimainkan di musim ini?
Untuk musim ini polanya seperti pertandingan kemarin.
Terus kan
Aku ini aja soal melihat tantangan di Liga 1 bagi pemain khususnya di Arema, khususnya dari panjenengan kira-kira seperti apa?
Tantangan untuk apa ini?
Tantangan bermain di Liga 1 tahun ini di situasi pandemi, di situasi sekarang.
Kita sudah melewati beberapa pertandingan untuk Liga 1 ini ya. Menurut saya, kalau saya pribadi ya, saya jalani dengan apa adanya ini, berusaha lebih baik untuk mendapatkan hasil yang terbaik itu.
Kira-kira pengaruh tidak ada supporter bagi pemain gimana? Kayak latihan biasa?
Ya enggak sih, mungkin ya, juga ada pengaruhnya juga kan, karena kalau ada supporter, kita ada keluarga lihat, teman-teman dan supporter lihat kan beda rasanya. Oh, saat kita kalah, saat kita menang, suasana kalau ada supporter pasti beda.
Nah itu seberapa berpengaruhnya terhadap pemain?
permainan.
Ya berpengaruh.
Signifikan berarti?
Iya, kalau ada supporter.
Terus melihat rekan-rekan tim, kira-kira udah chemistry-nya udah klop atau belum sampai pekan ke-14 ini ya?
Kalau saya rasa di tim Arema sekarang sudah apa yang dibilang klub ya, klub dibilang enak ya enak, soalnya kekeluargaannya di sini dari dulu ya begitu, nggak berubah dari dulu, siapapun pemainnya enak aja.
Terus kira-kira ada evaluasi soal dari pemain, ada soal evaluasi pelaksanaan dari Liga 1 sendiri?
Apa mas?
Evaluasi dari sisi pemain soal pelaksanaan Liga 1 tahun ini yang tidak ada penonton dan harus prokes segala macam, setiap hari disogok kayak gitu.
Kan karena kita lagi melewati masa-masa pandemi ini kan, jadi harus ada protokol kayak gini, jadi ya kita mengikuti apa dari PSSI aja.
Ada yang dikeluhkan nggak mas dari selama itu sama pemain?
Enggak sih.
Enjoy aja.
Iya. Kita, kalau saya juga menyadari lah emang situasinya seperti ini.
Dari Mbak apa kan?
Mas, mau tanya soal ini bagaimana ya kans atau peluang untuk memperebutkan posisi atas klasemen ya dalam pertandingan ini?
Kalau saya berjalan aja mas, pokoknya waktu pertandingan itulah target kita untuk mendapatkan 3 poin. Kita juga gak nyangka kan, kita sekarang posisi kemarin 2, sekarang mungkin 3 kan, kita juga gak nyangka. Makanya kita nggak, pokoknya target kita setiap pertandingan itu kita harus menang, ingin memenangkan pertandingan.
Tapi menurut masnya untuk selisih poin pada pemuncak klasemen itu masih bisa dikejar mas?
Bisa.
Target menang supaya dapat bonus terus ya?
Ya, supaya naik terus.
Bonus dari juragan.
Supaya naik, supaya dapat apa itu bonus.
Cair. Udah. Udah.
Udah.
Thank you.
Oke.